Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, so relaxed after a nice long weekend of just laying around doing nothing. Okay, we didn't really do that. We had a busy weekend. It was fun, though. We got to see my family, got to see your family. Got to be home just a little bit, which is kind of nice, too. But, yeah, busy weekend. Got a special guest coming up on today's program. Guess who we've got coming up?
Who's that?
I don't know. Where's my page? I got somebody special. But we'll... oh, hey, here it is back here. I got to clean the studio up, don't I?
A little bit, yeah.
Coming up today on the program... Oh, I know who we're talking to. Sarah Gavin from Expedia talking about getting some last-minute traveling in before the summer is done, because it's going to be done.
I know.
Almost over. Also, did you know that spending office hours staring at a cute and cuddly little puppy or animal of some kind could help you boost your work performance? Researchers found university students who viewed images of baby animals, such as puppies and kittens, performed set tasks with greater time and care. So they're saying maybe in the office you could have like a little pet there, or even just images of cute little fuzzy cuddly animals, and everybody will be a little more productive.
Our dogs accompany us to the studio quite often.
Yeah, they're not here every day, but every once in a while. And I'm always concerned that they're going to make noise. So I'm like,
They're pretty good most of the time.
You hear little jingle bells run by every once in a while. They got bells on their collars. All right, thanks for listening. We'll tell you some special things happening on today's date coming up in a bit.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Monday, August the 15th. Today is Best Friends Day. You're my best friend. Who's your best friend?
You.
Are you sure? I thought you were going to say somebody else. Brian Regan. It's also Check the Chip Day. I don't know what that means. Cupcake Day. National Relaxation Day. National No SpongeBob Day. What? And Chauvin Day. What is National No SpongeBob Day all about?
Chauvin Day?
I have no idea. Some of these things are just ridiculous. Let's look on this page here. National Relaxation Day and National Failures Day on that list.
Oh, yeah, that's something to celebrate.
Well, at least you can relax.
Jeez.
So I'm going to celebrate with Cupcake Day, and I promise I won't watch SpongeBob, because I haven't watched that for years. That ought to be easy. And I'll do all of that with my best friend, which is you. All right, we got some fun stuff to chat about on this Monday edition of the John and Heidi Show on the way.
John and Heidi.
Email marketing is affordable and a proven way to grow your business. If it's done right, you can stay in contact with your customers to let them know when you have new things to offer. You stay in control the whole time, too. You decide when the messages are sent, and you decide what is being said. So you're constantly in control of your business image. You can do this, but don't try it on your own. Team up with one of the biggest names in email marketing, Constant Contact. Sign up for a free trial right now at radiosavings.com. Sign up now at radiosavings.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. A suburban Philadelphia man asked a judge to perform a wedding ceremony while the jury in the man's criminal trial was deliberating his verdict. 20-year-old Timothy Zalot was on trial on assault charges in Bucks County Court. It appeared that he might be going to jail, so Zalot decided to tie the knot with his fiancée. The judge presiding over his trial agreed to perform the ceremony in the chambers while the jury was still out.
Wow.
Zalot's fiancée said they wanted to get married and were worried that they wouldn't get the chance. A plea bargain finally brought the trial to a halt, and the judge sentenced Zalt to 5 years of probation. So he got married and probation all in the same day. So It's kind of nice. At least he didn't get sentenced to, like a big, long prison term. And I wonder...
He got married. So.
And now I pronounce you guilty of marriage. Now, I wonder if it was up to the
Once
judge...
he found out he wasn't going to prison and didn't get conjugal visits, I wonder if he tried to ask the judge to annul the marriage.
Yeah. All right. Backsies. Can I take that back? No?
Is it too late to
No,
change this?
Too late. I wonder if the judge, since it finally came to the judge giving the sentence... Since he just married the couple, I wonder if he was a little more lenient on this young man because he was part of their special day.
I don't know.
I don't know. It kind of makes you wonder about that. All I know is that's kind of how the two of us ended up getting married. Heidi thought she was going to be going to the Slammer for a long time, and said, "Hey, will you marry me right here?" No, that's not. I'm making all of that up. Completely making that up. I'm just being silly because it's a Monday.
We got married way before my sentencing date.
She's never been on trial for anything. So I know she sounds like a naughty girl on the radio, but she's actually a pretty good kid. All right. Coming up here in a bit, we've got some more fun stories. And this one, it's true, the one from Philly here, because you heard it on the radio.
John and Heidi.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. A man from El Paso, Texas, was arrested at a bar when his false arm fell off. He had been using the false arm to point a gun at a bartender who wouldn't serve him because he thought maybe he had too much to drink. So here's
Wouldn't
a way.
you use your good arm for
that's what I was going to say. Here's a way you can tell if you've had too much to drink. If you're trying to rob a place and you put the gun in your fake arm, if that's in your fake hand that you can't even use, you might have had too much to drink. They probably had a point here. Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, this little numbskull got sent off to jail.
Well, you know he didn't have an itchy trigger finger.
He didn't have one. At least not on that
arm.
No, this guy, that was not the best idea. So, but kids, I guess that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. A woman with a pair of black tights over her head tried to rob a post office in the UK, but she ran off when one of the postal workers told her, quote, "Don't be stupid," end quote. So what was she going to rob from the post office? Give me all your
Forever stamps?
Stamps. I don't
Those
think
things are worth their weight
Yeah,
in...
but probably
I mean,
not
way more than their weight in gold because they don't weigh much.
This was in the UK, so they don't even have that there, do they?
They might. I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is if you were going to rob a place, thinking one of the last places I would pick would be the post office. Because first of all...
Have you ever... I know I do most of the mailing, but have
Yeah.
you ever gone and mailed a package?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea how expensive it
But
is to mail a package?
I've been there and I've not seen anybody waving around wads of cash. Everybody's
have.
debit cards.
I have.
You have?
Yes, I
See,
have.
We've clearly had different postal experiences. I
People
don't
that
know.
are not necessarily from this country mailing stuff overseas
There you go.
always paying cash.
Well, there
So,
you go. Well, again,
I mean,
this happened in the UK, so I'm not sure what happens there. Coming up, we have your scoop of the day for a Monday. That's on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. According to a study, 32% of people in the United States of America aged 18 to 24 say they use social networking in the bathroom. The same report found that 51% of adults between the ages of 25 and 34 use social networking in the office, more than any other age group. So the biggest group of people on social networking, it sounds like I'm drunk, networking, are between the ages of 25 and 34, the ones that are in the office anyway. So... We're getting kind of old, Heidi. We're no longer in that group. But we do use social networking. And if you'd like to socially network with us, you could become a fan at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. That'd be kind of cool.
There you go.
We'd love that. Hey, eat more fiber and you might live longer. That's the message from the largest study of its kind that found a link between high fiber diets and lower risk of death, not only from heart disease, but from infectious and respiratory illness as well. This government study also ties fiber with a lower risk of cancer death in men, but not women, possibly because men are more likely to die from cancers related to diet, like cancers of the esophagus. And the overall benefit is to be the strongest for diets high in fiber from grains. So we need more fiber from grains in our diet, Heidi. That'll help me. Not going to help you, but it's going to help me. No, it actually helps both of us, but it'll help me a little more.
Like what, multigrain bread, like things
Probably.
like that? Or
I think so. I don't know. Most Americans are not getting enough roughage in their diets. The average American eats only about 15 grams of fiber every day, and much less than the current daily recommendations of 25 grams for women, 38 grams for men, or 14 grams per 1,000 calories. For example, a slice of whole wheat bread contains only 2 to 4 grams of fiber. I'd eat to 38 grams. I'd have to eat like a whole loaf of bread. What the heck? How do you get that much fiber?
That's what I'm wondering.
What do I eat? Some cereal and the box? I'm just kind of concerned.
Guess you just buy the fiber stuff that you put in your drink.
Apparently. Now we're really getting old. Researchers of newlywed married couples from the University of Tennessee.
Newlywed married couples.
Yeah, it says, newly married couples. Research from newly married couples from the University of Tennessee hypothesizes that couples in which the man is more attractive than the woman are generally less happy when pairs where the wife is better looking. So I think that's why we're so happy.
That's why we're so happy.
Because you're so much better looking than me. You know, if I was any better looking, then it'd be terrible. I think. Did we get that right? Or was I'm not exactly sure how that works. Daily popcorn snackers like us, Heidi, may be more likely to hit their quota of whole grains. Oh, hey, there's another whole grain story.
We're good then.
Yeah, we have a popcorn machine at our house
We do
now,
have a
and we pop popcorn a lot. Reports a study from the Journal of the American Dietetics Association. I don't think I got any of that right. Let's just call them the ADA. No, a different ADA. Researchers surveyed more than 15,000 people, found that popcorn poppers consume an average of 2.5 servings of the whole grains per day. Non-popcorn connoisseurs only got 0.7.
Oh, so they're more good.
Yeah, the recommended daily allowance is 3 servings. Let's face it, we snack, but grazing on high-fat or sugary treats often comes at the expense of eating fiber-rich grains, according to Kristen Reimers, manager of ConAgra Foods. It says, 1 6-cup serving of dry popcorn, like Smart Pop, has about 90 calories and supplies 2 servings of grain. This comes from Women's Health magazine. Preliminary research from Australia has found that fish oil supplements reduce body fat. They also improve cholesterol levels and boost blood. This is like a tongue twister. And boost blood vessel function. There's just one catch. The fish oil only eliminates body fat if it's combined with exercise.
Yeah,
Well,
of course. Everything
Yeah.
does.
there you go. Always going to be some sort of fine
I don't like
print.
those fish oil pills. They taste awful.
You know, I had
Have
some.
horrible burps.
I
They're
had some that
disgusting.
were better than others, and one I think was something like krill or something like that. I don't remember what it was now, but it wasn't so bad. We'll have to get some more fish oil.
And they're too big. I can't swallow them.
Maybe we can just crack them open and sprinkle it on our popcorn. That sounds disgusting. Can we pop our popcorn in fish oil? Hey, maybe there's something to that. All right. Thanks for listening. This has been your Scoop of the Day.
John and Heidi.
Whether you're following the election or not, you understand that it impacts you. And this will be a historic election. The mainstream media has their own spin on who's going to win, but PoliticalStorm.com lets you chime in. You can keep yelling at the TV if you want. See how that works out. Or truly voice your opinion and have it heard at PoliticalStorm.com. Be informed from several different sources all in one place. Watch videos, listen to podcasts like mine, and read fun editorials to engage your brain. You have a choice, and now you have a voice too at PoliticalStorm.com. That's PoliticalStorm.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. It is hard to believe we are already halfway through August. I mean, this summer is flying by. Now, if you haven't done anything yet this summer, if you're saying, you know, we just haven't taken any time to go anywhere or do anything, today I have a guest that might just be the perfect guest for you. Going to be visiting with Sarah Gavin, talking about some awesome ideas for summer travel. And Sarah works with a company called Expedia. You might have heard of those guys before. First of all, let's just say hello to Sarah. Sarah, how you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Well, I know there's some people listening right now going, summer is like over halfway done. So, Sarah, you got to give us some tips. What can we do to get the most out of what we have left of this summer?
Well, the biggest thing is that this is a great summer to be a traveler. Air ticket prices are down to a lot of really popular destinations. So places like Miami, Las Vegas, New York, and LA, airfare prices are down 10% compared to what they were a year ago. So really, really good domestic deals. And then we see the same thing internationally. So places like Italy, Spain, London. You can get your tickets about 10% less expensive this year than you could last year. So really a ton of great deals to be had.
So what do you attribute that to? Are gas prices down, or are there other reasons that the travel is a little more affordable this year?
You know, it's largely related to fuel prices. But it also comes down to capacity changes. So as airlines add capacity, they've got to bring down their prices to be able to fill all those new planes.
Well, that makes sense. So what are some of the hot spots this summer, and what are some of the fun questions you guys get?
You know, a lot of the questions that we get are about how to save money, and spots, to me, are some of the ones where you can save the most money. So the best way to do that is to book your flight and hotel together as a package. It's the same sort of concept that comes into your home internet and your cable. Everybody knows you bundle those together and you save money. That same principle applies in travel. Book your flight and hotel at the exact same time, and you can save crazy money. So to places like London, you can save 36% or up to about $1,800 on your trip.
Wow.
Similar in Italy and Spain, you can save 30 to 35% of your entire trip, which is huge savings. And then domestically, to places like Oahu, Las Vegas, and New York, you can save 20 to 25% of your trip, and that's big savings that you can really reinvest so that you can do more experiences while you're on your trip.
And those experiences are the things that you remember. You know, it's not the plane trip that you remember or sitting in a hotel room. It's the experiences. So that's the best part about saving some money on the plane trip and the hotel room, is you can afford to do more of those experiences.
Yeah, that's right. And so often we don't know exactly what we want to do before we get there. The Expedia app, it's got activities along with, flights and hotels in it. It has a whole activities section, so you can scroll through hundreds of activities in any given destination and really figure out when you're on the ground what it is you want to do while you're there.
And how do I find that app? Is that is in the App Store?
It's in the App Store.
All right, Expedia app in the App Store. Very cool. Now all I have to do is take some time off and go on vacation.
That's right. And if you can't take time off, travel last minute. And again, if you're traveling last minute, your smartphone is your best friend. You can get last-minute hotel deals through your smartphone up to 40% off.
And that's, again, right through that app?
Exactly.
And I suppose that makes sense, because if we know, hey, I've got time this weekend to do something, if I'm going to book something, at the last minute, that they're probably not going to fill it any other way. So they would rather make something than nothing, right? That's
exactly right. And especially sort of that 24 to 48 hours out, that's when you find those really sweet deals.
So that's kind of the sweet spot, 24 to 48 hours?
That's right.
So this has got to be one of those things where you can say, you know what, let's just go do something.
That's right. If you say, you know what, it's Friday afternoon, let's just get out of town for the weekend. Let's go on a little drive trip. Pull up that smartphone and look at where you can get a great deal and go.
All right. Well, Sarah, thank you so much for taking some time to chat with us to help everybody get a little more out of their summer before it's over with.
Thanks so much for having me.
Again, Sarah Gavin with Expedia, and of course they're at Expedia.com, and she was just telling us about the Expedia app as well. It's available through the App Store. I'm going to ask a dumb question, but it's probably through both the iTunes and the Android App Store, right?
You got it, and even in Windows.
Yeah, there are some folks that have those things out there. So, again, they didn't forget about you. It's the Expedia app. Our guest today has been Sarah Gavin. Got a couple of great tips there for getting some summer travel in before the summer's all done. Now, I got to tell you, you don't have to utilize Expedia to go travel. You can do it however you'd like to do it, but get out there and enjoy the summer before it's over. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This is Richard Lustig, the world's first and only 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Since I endorsed Lottolicious, I have won something every single draw. They do all the work. You don't have to worry about running to the store to buy your tickets. They take care of all that. So if you're looking for the best way to play the lottery, to give yourself the best chance of winning, go to RadioLottoPool.com and join today. Again, that website is RadioLottoPool.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
According to studies, men prefer to have their bedrooms white, and women prefer to have their bedrooms blue.
Not the case at all. The house
Neither
that
of
we
us.
just moved into had a bedroom that
was
blue.
I didn't prefer that, though. And hey, that you're a woman. Did you prefer it to be blue?
I painted it white.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, I like it, though. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
More redheads are born in Scotland than any other country. 11% of their population has red hair in Scotland. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average person has over 14,000 dreams per year. That's a lot of dreams.
That is a lot of
365 days in the year. I'm assuming there's that same number of nights. That's a lot of dreams because 365, if you did like 2, that'd be 600. So this was like 4 or 5 dreams per night.
I had a really weird one that I remember from last night.
All right. Well, you have to tell me about it, and then we'll see if that'll make it onto the air here. And then finally, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The average American will eat about 11.9 pounds of
Celery?
cereal per year. I am really struggling to talk today. That's a lot of cereal. 11.9 pounds of cereal per year. So there you go. Get out there and
I don't eat
enjoy.
that much cereal.
All I can think of is the commercial for Total. Remember back in the day?
Yeah,
you need to eat this
yeah.
many bowls, and there's like this big stack.
That.
All right. Thanks for listening to a couple of fun facts on a Monday.
John and Heidi.
Email marketing is affordable and a proven way to grow your business. If it's done right, you can stay in contact with your customers to let them know when you have new things to offer. You stay in control the whole time, too. You decide when the messages are sent, and you decide what is being said. So you're constantly in control of your business image. You can do this, but don't try it on your own. Team up with one of the biggest names in email marketing, Constant Contact. Sign up for a free trial right now at radiosavings.com. Sign up now at radiosavings.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Today, it turns out, is like a health-related program because we've had a lot of health studies today, haven't we?
Well, we are the
epitome of healthy couples.
Right.
I mean, just look at us.
Perfect picture of health.
You can hear my heart beating right now because I walked across the studio. Healthy living can cut your risk of death in half. Yeah. Living a long, healthy life is simple. Eating healthier and not smoking. Researchers at Harvard School of Public Health and Brigham and Women's Hospital, whatever that is, said women who heed common sense health messages about smoking, diet, and exercise cut their risk of premature death in half. So, I mean, if heed means they listen, apparently, right?
Yes.
Thanks. For a second there, I thought that was the other way around. Researchers, they use all these big fancy words there at Harvard. Come on, we ain't all book smarts like you. Researchers followed 80,000 nurses for more than 20 years. They found that not only do they have awesome shoes, they also found that 28% of these nurses, of the 8,882 women who died during the study, could have survived if they had never smoked. 55% of the deaths could have been avoided if the women had never smoked and exercised regularly and eaten a healthy diet, low in red meat and trans fats, and maintained healthy weight. Now we're stacking up a lot of stuff.
This is nurses, right? Is that what you said?
But the nurses are the ones that came up with the info. They're saying, if they would have done this, this would have been better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Smoking played the biggest role in causing premature death. Alcohol consumption played the smallest, they say.
Oh, well, hey. Look at that.
You can have another shot over there, Heidi. Just kidding. She's not drinking right now, but I certainly wouldn't put it past her.
Not till 11.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.
John and Heidi.
If you're in business, you need a website. Come on, it's 2016. Do you think this internet thing is not going to catch on? Many business owners that don't have a website think it's just too expensive. Well, now it's not. You can get a website for a few $100s, not thousands of dollars that are charged elsewhere. We can help you set up and design the site and then turn you loose to manage it, or we can help you manage the site for just a tiny bit more. Learn about this special radio offer right now at radiosavings.com. Get an extra $50 off if you sign up this month at radiosavings.com.
A recent study estimates 30 out of every million $100 bills is a fake. So 30 out of every million $100 bills is a fake. So to overcome those increasingly creative counterfeiters, the National Research Council has some suggestions. They're calling on the government to use plastic for low-end denomination notes. They're also recommending using complex starburst patterns that copiers cannot reproduce. Other ideas include using inks that change color according to the temperature and varying the feel of the paper or other materials that notes are printed on. The council's report warns that within 10 years, even low-skilled amateurs would be able to duplicate almost any two-dimensional image. So one of the things that I think is interesting is they said on there the paper. We just talked about it the other day.
That it's not paper.
Yeah, it's cloth. It's not on paper. So what do you think of that there, National Research Council? You should do your research. Here's the thing that was interesting. When they came out with the new 10s and the new 20s a few years ago, if I'm not a criminal, but if I were, that would have been when I would have counterfeited it, because I had no clue what these bills look like. When I got them, I'd be like, oh, so this is what the new ones look like? Drawn with a Crayola? Well, yeah.
I did not see that coming.
Oh, that's really shocking. Here's your change. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
All right. Heidi's head just might explode during this story. So you ready over there? You got to... Okay, got the deep breath taken. A convicted murderer is complaining that she's not allowed to sleep past 8 a.m.
Oh my gosh.
Virginia Green, a patient at the Augusta, Maine Mental Health Institute, was convicted of murdering a 75-year-old, her 75-year-old mother.
Oh my god.
So this lady killed her own mother back in 96. Well, she's
probably
filed...
because she was trying to wake her up before.
Told you to let me sleep in. We shouldn't even joke about that. Anyway, she filed a lawsuit alleging that the facility's 8 a.m. wake-up policy violates her rights, and she's ordering that the institute be instructed to permit her to sleep until 11 a.m.
I'm sorry, sweetie, but you lost your rights.
Yeah, you kind of lost your rights when you killed your mother.
Yeah.
So I wonder why. I wonder if she did kill her because she woke her up too early. Out of bed. Come on, I want to sleep till 11. It's 9:30. Get out of bed. Oh, you're gonna wish you hadn't done that. All right. Oh, wow, that's so wrong. Coming up, we're going to talk about reckless driving, and I'm sure I'll get a lecture from my wife. It's on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Whether you're following the election or not, you understand that it impacts you, and this will be a historic election. The mainstream media has their own spin on who's going to win, but PoliticalStorm.com lets you chime in. You can keep yelling at the TV if you want, see how that works out, or truly voice your opinion and have it heard at PoliticalStorm.com. Be informed from several different sources all in one place. Watch videos, listen to podcasts like mine, and read fun editorials to engage your brain. You have a choice, and now you have a voice too at PoliticalStorm.com. That's PoliticalStorm.com. I always like to put links to our good news on our Facebook page. Mm-hmm. So today, in addition to our good news, I've got something else that I posted on there because I want other people to be able to read this as well. While American drivers routinely exceed the speed limit, getting caught is more expensive in some states than it is in others. To find out which states take the hardest line on dangerous driving behavior, the website Wallet Hub conducted an in-depth analysis of 2015's strictest states on speeding and reckless driving. They looked at 12 key metrics ranging from what speeds are automatically considered reckless driving to how many speeding tickets it takes to earn an automobile license suspension. Based on their findings, the states taking the hardest line on speeding, which state do you think was number one on the list?
I really don't know.
Colorado.
Really?
Yeah. Followed by Arizona, then Delaware, then New Mexico, and then Illinois. And I've got the entire list if you'd like to read it. I have to share a story because we were just talking about this the other day. We were talking about, we were driving and I was going about 5 miles over the speed limit. And Heidi was like, you are going to get a ticket.
5 miles?
Hey,
no, you were not.
That's all I'm admitting to on the radio.
No, you were not.
It might have been more like 10 miles. Okay, it was.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't know what the speed limit was.
You were going almost.
No.
90.
We're gonna don't.
Yeah,
let's
and it
not
was
use
a 55 mile an hour.
Let's
speed
not use
limit.
numbers. Let's just kind of,
I looked over. I'm like, what are you doing?
I was driving your car, and it's a smooth sailing car. I'm like, wow, this thing handles so well. I'm gonna slow down now. Anyway, but we got to talking about the last time I was pulled over. Do you remember the last time I got? Because I haven't had a ticket in a long time. But I remembered when the last time I was pulled over was. In Missouri.
Oh.
The speeding ticket that I didn't deserve. Now, I have many tickets that I did deserve, but I got pulled over for a ticket that I really didn't deserve. I wasn't speeding. I had my cruise set following the police officer for like 20 miles. And I told the kids, we were all in the van, I was like, hey guys, going to get front row seats to somebody getting pulled over. This guy behind us doesn't realize there's a cop right in front of us. This guy gets right next to us, sees the cop, hits his brakes, Well, the policeman pulled him over and pulled me over. And I was like, well, maybe he's going to have me be like a witness or something. I have no idea why he's pulling me over. So the other guy goes on his merry way, and then he comes up and gives me a ticket. I was like, what's that for? He goes, well, you're going 80. I was like, no, I wasn't.
Yeah, we weren't.
I said the other guy was.
Looked. I would have said.
The other guy
he
was speeding. I said, I've been following you for 20 miles. He goes, no, he was going 92. You were going 82 or 81 or whatever it was. And I said, no, you clocked him. And then when he saw you, you clocked him again. So I got a ticket, and I did pay it because they said, well, you can come and fight it if you want to. I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
So it's the only ticket I ever should have fought that I didn't. Anyway.
And if you had deserved it, I would have said, you totally deserve it.
I know. Have I ever tried talking my way out of a ticket that I didn't
Yes.
know I have not?
Yes, you have.
No.
We're driving to see my wife's grandfather in
Was
the
it
hospital.
true? It was true.
It was true, but you were speeding, and I told you like 5 times, you're going to get pulled over. Slow down.
Well, then the best part is that we got pulled over the next weekend at the exact same place. It was a different officer, and my son was in the back seat. He's 7 years old at the time. And I was like, oh, thank goodness, it's a different officer. And he was giving me a warning, hands my license back to me, and our son looks up and goes, Dad, isn't this where we got pulled over last week? He reached back in and took my license. I got a ticket after all. All right, we do have some good news. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Try to wrap things up around here with some good news, and I've got this for you. A new Gallup poll found 89% of Americans say they believe in God. According to the Christian Post, when Gallup asked, do you believe in God, 89% of the people in the United States said yes. 10% said no. 1% said no opinion. In the survey conducted in May from the 4th through the 8th, in June from the 14th through the 28th, Gallup then asked respondents to choose among believe in, not sure about, or don't believe in. 79% of respondents said they believe in God. 11% said they don't believe in God. 10% said they are not sure. In the same survey, 72% said they believe in angels. 64% believe in hell. And 61% believe in the devil. So there you go. Interesting survey.
That is interesting, because if you believe in God, you should believe in the devil. That's in the Bible.
So
it's interesting those numbers are so different.
61% believe in the devil and 89% believe in God.
Yeah, isn't that interesting?
I think so.
Huh.
But I don't know. Maybe I have no clue. I believe in both, but that's me. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. If you'd like to read all the details on this or about our speeding stuff before we got way too chatty in our last break, you can find all of that at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.